everybody, and welcome back to the Thunder and Lightning Gaming News Podcast. I'm Thunder.
And I'm Lightning. That's a confusing title.
But news has never been the star more than this episode.
Yes.
So, as always, I will start. I played the new Halo.
Oh, okay.
But that's not all I played. So the new Halo, right?
Yeah.
You, my friend, who I've been friends with since like 2017, and probably everyone watching this, hello.
Hello.
Welcome on in. Talking about the new Halo. I've never talked about Halo before. That's because for the last like couple years, there really hasn't been a Halo to talk about.
Yeah.
Not having an Xbox One, I only missed one Halo game, and word on the internet is it's the worst one.
Oh,
so,
interesting. You lucked out there.
I guess, yeah. But the new one's called Halo Infinite. I got it on Game Pass. It's the best Halo game I've ever played. It was so good. I should preface this by saying I don't play multiplayer in this game. I just do the single player.
Sure.
But the single player was it was smaller than a normal open world, but it was like an open world game with like objectives and like capture points, like any old like Far. They basically made it Far Cry.
Sure.
You know. But it was like that mixed with like Halo, the really good Halo combat mechanics. I don't know. It was good. I liked it a lot. It was a bit short, and something that I didn't appreciate was all over the map there's cosmetic upgrades, and you know I love cosmetic upgrades, but they were only for multiplayer. You didn't get anything unlocked in the single player for them, so there was no incentive to get them other than to get the achievement for it, but I'm not incentivized to get that achievement anyways because there's 190 achievements in this game. Most of them are multiplayer, and I'm not going to get those anyways.
Right.
So
right.
It was a little. There was a moment where I was like, "Oh, I could like keep. I've beaten the game. I could keep playing and 100% it. I'm not going to though, which normally I would. But no, it was really good. It's kind of like front-loaded and back-loaded with a bunch of classic like Halo levels that we know and love.
They like doing that. I'm on the outskirts of Halo. I've never played through a Halo game. I do have one question.
Yeah,
bit
go
of
for
a
it.
spoiler for this game. I'm dying to know. It's
Okay.
the one question I've ever had for Halo. Do they show his face in this one?
No.
Okay. And the quest continues.
Yeah. He takes his helmet off in 3, but you don't see his face.
Yeah, I remember. That's when I never cared about anything about Halo, and then one day somebody was like, they took his helmet off, and I was like, what? Well,
it's implied that his face is like Deadpool's face. That his face is like fucked up from the like experiments
war.
that he. Well, no, from they take him from childhood and turn him into like soldiers, you know. So from all that, the
gotcha.
training and stuff. Before the last 3 levels, there was this like basically just a trench run, which was like pure unadulterated Halo. It was so much fun. It was the best part of the game. And then the last 3 levels were kind of a slog. It was just like fight after fight after fight. And even after I got to what I thought was the final boss, there was another whole level. So there was a lot of, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff to do at the end after they've taken you out of the open world thing. So it was odd. And as far as the story goes, I feel like it was right in the middle. I feel like Halo has a unique characteristic in first-person shooters of having an actual good story.
Yeah.
And I feel like most Halo games are like very good, but some of them are pretty shitty. I feel like this was right in the middle. It was non-offensive, and I'll think about it from time to time.
Okay.
The other game I played, and I'm kind of more excited to talk about it. It is older, but I'm more excited to talk about it because I just played it. I played Jedi Fallen Order, finally.
Oh, wow. Your first playthrough, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
It was so fun that it's the first game in, I think, like years where as soon as I was done playing, I started playing it over again.
It's an awesome game, right?
I liked it a lot. So here's
Was I correct in calling it a Dark Souls-like?
Okay, so here's what happened, because that's how it advertises itself, as a Dark Souls-like, right? As soon as the game starts, you're running, you're jumping, you're climbing, and you're like doing all this Uncharted shit, as I call it. And I was just like, I don't know about this. But then it's you get to the first planet and you meet
Yeah.
the little robot,
Yeah.
and he teaches you how to zip line. After the first meditation point that's on that planet, it starts feeling like a Dark Souls game. Like,
Yeah.
so much Dark Souls stuff was in there, and I was like, oh, okay. There was literally, like, a secret boss that was way too hard. And, so I really like it, obviously. It has every right calling itself a Dark Souls game. At first, I was like, I don't know, but I'm kind of glad they did that. I'm glad they front-loaded it with, like, Tomb Raider-esque, like tutorial mission, and then they got into the combat, and the combat tutorial was very slow, and it was like, here's how you do it. I was like, oh, okay, this is great. It's weird. It's like a Tomb Raider Uncharted game disguised as a Dark Souls game. Like, it has Dark Souls combat for sure, and all the sections that are like heavily combat focused are like really cool, but it makes sense that there's like running and jumping and pausing and all this stuff that's not in Dark Souls games, because Dark Souls games, as action-oriented as they are, they're very slow. They're very, like, you start at the beginning, and you basically walk through this world from A to B for the next 50 hours. You can't do that in a Star Wars game. Star Wars has to be exciting, because Star Wars is always exciting.
It's got to keep you entertained through and through.
So, in Dark Souls games, when you know how in Jedi Fallen Order you get skill points and you have like a skill point meter, and if you die you lose it all, you have to hit the thing. So those are, in Dark Souls games, those are points, and what you do with those points is you level up individual stats. So it'll be like, with this amount of points I'm going to upgrade my strength by 1. And in lieu of that, they have a skill tree like a normal non-Dark Souls video game. And I don't like it more, but I did like it. I liked it a lot. It
felt
was
very I can't remember which game came out first. Felt very Spider-Man for the PS4. That skills tree and like how they decided to do all that. Alternatively, maybe Spider-Man 4 grabbed that from Fallen Order. No, I mean, I've played a bunch of video games like this, but it was interesting to put a skill tree like that in a Dark Souls game, because it really became a decision of like, okay, I have 2 points. I don't know the next time I'm going to have 2 points. I really need to pick and choose which ability I want. And to that point, by the time I was done with the game, I didn't have all the skills unlocked. So I know. Yeah,
you really have to. So did you beat this video game?
I did beat this video game. Didn't 100% it.
Yeah,
I was going to, and then life.
I didn't 100% it either. I did get all the stim canisters. I looked up where to get those.
Gotcha.
If spoiler alert for Jedi Fallen Order. Spoiler alert for the very end of Jedi Fallen Order. This is the coolest Darth Vader shit I've ever goddamn seen.
Oh, I know. Well, that's why when we were making our own horror game for Star Wars, that video's out on our YouTube channel. Anybody who wants to check that out.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, because Vader's the antagonist in that game. I was like, snag. There's this one scene in Fallen Order.
Well, he's the secret antagonist.
Right.
You almost like
right.
Also, this game riddled with glitches.
I know.
Just a lot of physics
remember
glitches.
that.
Like, it thinks I'm trying to balance on a thing, but I'm on flat ground. Or the cutscenes are out of sync. Did you get that?
I think occasionally I'd get an out of sync cutscene.
Like, there's this big, huge set piece moment where Darth Vader's like attacking and chasing you. And it was just like all the hits were like.
It really feels like it's one of the last PS4 games.
Yeah.
You know
well,
what I mean?
I played it on Xbox Series S.
Oh, interesting.
So.
Oh, I don't know then. I don't know what the issue was.
It seems like EA just didn't patch their game post-launch.
Because I played it on the PS4, and
right.
I definitely had glitches, but at the same time, I was like, I'm kind of expecting to get glitches.
I was thinking that too, because one of the worst games that's ever done that the cutscenes have lagged for me is Devil May Cry 5, and I bought Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which is next-gen exclusive, the Special Edition, and it was like made with that in mind. The cutscenes still lag, and I was like, why am I... Like, obviously the game is still good, but like...
Yeah.
You couldn't. I feel like that's an easy fix. Maybe not. I've never made a game, but it did take away from the experience. Only a little bit, though. I will say, of all the fucking Star Wars. Okay, so this game takes place what? Like, I think it's like 15 years before A New Hope or something like that.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I was trying to run through my head like, oh, who are the characters that I could run into? There's a brief cameo by Obi-Wan. He's like on a hollow thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's also, of course, there's Darth Vader right at the very end. but there's a point in the game when you go to Kashyyyk, which is the planet of the Wookiees, and who do you run into there? That's right, Forrest Whitaker's character from Rogue One. Who gives a shit about Saw Gerrera from Rogue One? Of all the characters, I would have rather run into Jar Jar.
Oh, no. Timeline-wise, it makes sense, and it makes sense that he was helping the rebels.
No, of course, but like...
No, I hear you.
Because Forrest Whitaker voices the character in the game. It really feels like they called up a bunch of people, and he's the only one who said yes.
I don't know if that's actually him either.
It is. I looked it up.
Oh, it was? It's
him?
Because
it didn't sound like him, so I was like, this isn't him. It totally is.
Oh, that's weird.
Some people are... ask Jon Favreau. Some people are bad at voice acting themselves.
Yeah. A-list actors.
Yeah.
Not great at voicing themselves.
Yeah.
That's a story for another podcast.
No, I really, really enjoyed my time with Jedi Fallen Order, and because I'm playing it so late after launch, in New Game Plus, they added this after it came out, I found out. You can play as Cal from the Nightmare sequence. You can play as him in a Sith costume with a red lightsaber for the whole game.
Oh, that's cool.
What when they let you pick your color, what color did you pick? Because I picked pink.
Yeah, they did have a pink option. That's the thing, is they had like a million options.
Yeah.
What did I pick? It was a weird one.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was basic. Maybe I was like, Luke had a green lightsaber, so I want to have
Well,
it.
I had green for most of the game, because for most of the game you only have blue, green, and orange.
Right. I did have a lot of fun with the hilts.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I made a crazy ass custom hilt.
I guess I have false memories of this game. I thought when I was told you could customize your lightsaber, it meant like how you use it, not how it looks. Which is fine, but I also have a false memory of a secret Darth Vader boss fight that just isn't in this game. I looked all over the internet. That's not a thing in this game.
Yeah.
And I thought it was. I have a distinct memory of watching a woman. It was a woman streamer on Twitter. She uploaded a clip of her own stream, and the clip was essentially like, look at these assholes in chat trying to tell me how to play. And I remember she was fighting Darth Vader in Jedi Fallen Order.
I think it was the... What are they called? Shit. What you just played the game. What are they called? The
Inquisitors.
The Inquisitor. I think it was the final. We're not going to spoil too much about this game.
Right.
Play the game. It's a fun game. But I think there's one certain Inquisitor, the main one.
Yeah.
Does look like her helmet and shit does look a lot like Vader.
Plus, she has a cape.
Maybe just in the back of your mind, you were like, I know that character.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like. Yeah, it was weird moment. Really fun game.
Oh yeah.
If you're a Dark Souls fan, play it on the second highest difficulty, because that's what I did. And if you're new to Dark Souls games, play this one.
Yeah.
For my whole life.
That's the thing. I feel like it's an easy introduction to those style of games.
Yeah. And when I use the word entry level, I am not being like condescending. You know?
I hear you.
I've always said that Bloodborne is a perfect entry level Dark Souls game because it's offense based instead of defense based, and Bloodborne is my favorite video game of all time. But like, there's no denying that this one, it is more entry level than that.
Yeah.
Also, tip, you have to touch LT to grab onto a wall. You can shut that shit off, so he just auto grabs it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wish I had that tip.
Yeah, I went to the options to shut off a different feature that I couldn't shut off, and I found that one. I was like, oh, neat. Because that sucked.
If I could just interrupt, for those of you joining us who might not know the layout of this channel, we're just talking about our news, our weeks in video games, what we've been doing in video games. In a short minute, we're gonna have a long discussion about Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. So stick with us for a minute. We're just gonna give you guys a little insight on what we've been doing and what we've been playing, and please feel free to add in the description what you've been doing and what you've been playing. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, totally. Actually, yeah, that's a great idea. Do that. Speaking of that, what have you been doing?
So it's funny that you had a game that you were very behind the ball on. I've just picked up Animal Crossing since the DLC release.
Oh, okay.
My God. On a Wednesday where we have nothing going on, do I want you to visit my Animal Crossing village? Because I've gone nuts. I'm about to get the paid DLC because everybody who plays on my game, everybody who's part of the island is like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, sorry, you haven't even gotten the
haven't
summer
even
vacation.
Gotten
the
paid DLC, just all the updates and all.
Oh
that
my God,
whatnot.
I think you're gonna love it. I thought
I know,
that's what you were
I
about
know.
to talk about. It's yeah.
Anthony knows this already. Tried to beat Ganon again in Ocarina of Time, and he killed me once, and it put me back at the. Thought she was gonna say once again. Castle Maze, and I gave up. Don't give up. Keep going.
You know the part where the castle's getting destroyed?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you lose to Ganon, it makes you do that part again.
Shitty.
And she was like, now I remember why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because if I could just try this boss fight over and over again, I'd probably do it.
Right. Don't give up. You're so close, Kelsey. You're so close. You're right there. You know what's fucked about Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, the graphics, how there's none of them?
Well, no. I'm not going to shit on Ocarina of Time, but I am going to say this. I've been playing the same save file my entire life.
Okay.
I have one to 100% this game. I have no clue which area it is. And I'll probably never know.
A walkthrough doesn't help?
I don't know which ones I've gotten, which ones I haven't gotten.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like you're just going to have to check every single
area. And I just haven't brought myself to do it yet.
There's a lot. There's like 75 in that game, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, this is a crazy amount.
Yeah,
no, keep going, Kelsey. You can do it. You can do it. Don't try to 100% this game, but definitely finish it off. You can do it.
Yeah, thank God that, and I never thought I'd say this because they really should have them, but thank God the Nintendo Switch doesn't have achievements because that would ruin that game for me. That's gonna fuck me with Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna 100% every Kingdom Hearts game except Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm going to be forced to play Kingdom Hearts 1 again.
Beyond that, though, I've been playing Guardians some more, a little bit.
Okay, wait, where are you in the game?
So we just escaped the woman Drax definitely has a crush on, and she 100% wants to get with Drax.
So
just, I'm still escaping, if I recall. I think I just
there's
finished.
like a stealth mission where you sneak through the lunch, people sleeping at a...
Haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I'm like right there, but still feeling very D&D. I'm getting some Spider-Man vibes with just like the skill tree and stuff, like we were talking a little earlier.
Did you see the flashback birthday party?
Birthday party? No, he tells his mom he's gonna go out to the movies.
Yeah, that was at the birthday party.
Of just him and his mom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I did see that.
How the fuck? The Pac-Man is on the cake. He has a Pac-Man themed birthday party.
Yes, you're right.
That game was published by Square Enix. What?
I don't know.
Pac-Man's a Namco joint.
I don't know.
Like, Chewbacca makes sense because it's Disney and fuck it.
Yeah, Disney will buy whatever the hell they want.
But they haven't bought Pac-Man yet. Neither has Square Enix. That blew my mind.
No. But I mean, just the let us put this in our game. We'll just throw money at you till you say yes.
I guess if you're Square Enix and you have Disney money, you can do whatever you want, right? That's what I should take away from the Pac-Man birthday party.
Right. No, and I think that's what that was. That was just a flex. They were like, yeah, we put Pac-Man in this game.
Yeah, what of it?
Yeah.
Because it would have, I'll admit, it would have been weird if he had a Final Fantasy cake or some shit. Or a Kingdom Hearts cake. Actually, wait, what the fuck? Square Enix Disney. Why didn't he have a Kingdom Hearts? Anyway, it's the 80s. Anyways, speaking of, I meant to mention this. The music that so normally you and I struggle. We're like, oh, we need music before we go live. I'll just put on Mario Kart again. I did something I think is pretty cool. I put on music from Final Fantasy Tactics, and I picked that game specifically because I looked it up. Final Fantasy Tactics came out today, 24 years ago on the PlayStation 1.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I think I'm going to try and do that from now on.
Yeah. No, I dig that. That saves us time, like 2 minutes before we go live. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pick this one.
See, that time is well spent, but like we do have a little tiny minuscule added amount of stress of like, oh God, I guess we'll do Mario Kart again.
Right.
But
okay. Yeah, with that, you ready? You ready? You psyched?
It's time.
It's time.
Let me, okay.
We're getting into video game news. What happened this week? What happened the week prior?
Yeah.
Anthony.
Let's barrel through two very tiny news stories first.
Sure.
The Switch has outsold the Wii and the PlayStation 1.
Hot damn.
So that's cool. The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is making a video game movie. He didn't say which one. He just said he's like super hype, and he was like, it's going to be the best. But I don't trust him with video game movies.
No.
He made Doom and Rampage, and they were both terrible. And I don't love and I guess Jumanji is also technically a video game movie.
Well, I think board game movie.
Well, no, they go into a video game.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the new Jumanji.
They literally the game is like, oh, no one's playing board games. I'll just be an Atari game or whatever, and then they go into a video game. That's why The Rock is in it, because it's like a kid, and then when he's in the video game, he's playing as The Rock or whatever. I've never seen it. I know Aquafina's in it. That's about all I. Ooh, excuse me, came out of nowhere. That's about all I know. I know it has to do with video games. I don't want The Rock in a video game movie. I don't know which video game he could be doing. Maybe it's Stardew Valley. This happened like the day after we recorded the last video game podcast. And it's just all I've wanted to talk about for the last like 2 weeks. So Microsoft, the people who make the Xbox, the people who make Halo and Fable, and they own Rare, which is Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark and all that, they have bought Activision, Blizzard, and King Games, and I'll explain exactly what that means in a sec, for $68 billion. To put that in perspective, Disney bought Fox for $54 billion. And they bought Marvel for $7 billion because
Jesus.
Marvel was nothing back then. So, if I can go to my pictures real quick, I have a few... Oh, no. Oh, God. They're probably screenshots. I should have looked this up already.
What are you trying to find?
I'm just trying to find the fucking... Why am I not seeing it? All the companies that they now own. Here we go. I found it. Okay, so...
Sure.
Activision. Okay, it doesn't want to flip. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to zoom in. So, because they now have Activision, Blizzard, and King, that means they have Overwatch, Diablo, World of Warcraft,
oh shit,
StarCraft, Call of Duty, and Candy Crush. Not to mention Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon as well.
They're going to make a lot of money. You also said that they have Rare now?
They've had Rare since the mid-2000s. But yeah, in addition to those, they also got Treyarch, Raven, High Moon, Beanox, Sledgehammer Games, Infinity Ward, Demonware, and Toys for Bob. Which is in addition to the companies they already owned, which is, I'm not going to read them all, but 343, Mojang, they own Minecraft, they have for a while. They have Rare, they have Compulsion, they have Tango Gameworks, they have Bethesda, the Skyrim, Fallout, all that. Yeah. They've had that for a few years too. I believe we talked about that on this podcast. They have Double Fine, so they have Psychonauts and all those. Obsidian, Ninja Theory, Arcane, who makes Arcane was owned by Bethesda. They make Dishonored and all those games. But holy shit.
Yeah.
This is, I'll say it, the biggest thing to ever happen in video games.
I think here's where my head's at.
Yeah.
I think I'm hesitant to say this now. It feels like a desperate move from a company that knows that they are falling into third place quick. But, as those words come out of my mouth, I can't help but think of the horrendous job PlayStation has done putting out the PS5. If they had a stellar launch with no hiccups, I think PlayStation would be in another galaxy compared to where PlayStation had it in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They had everything. Everybody was hyped. Mm-hmm. They were like, PS5, here it comes, we're ready. And they just dropped the ball. Meanwhile, Nintendo's just driving along like,
don't look at him. Don't even look at him. Don't even look at him.
Just throw a shell back there. Just keep driving.
So you're exactly right. Here's the other two things that Microsoft has over PlayStation. They have backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
They have that unlocked. They've had that for a while.
Yeah.
They also have Game Pass,
right,
which is $15 a month for like 120 free video games.
Yeah, this was a very smart move. I think it's going to secure them. I think it's going to secure their spot in the top 3 for the next 15 years. I think they were falling behind. I think PlayStation is now in the same boat they were until they pulled this move. And I think this was their way of saying check once again.
Right.
You know, we were the king. We were moving the king, but I don't know why I'm making all these analogies. They were falling behind. They just put themselves back in the race. PlayStation's got to have a response.
Yeah. So let's talk about that now.
A response that isn't covers for your PS5s that nobody can get.
I know. Yeah, equally as frustrating to get as the PlayStation 5 itself, I've heard.
No shit.
I'm just going to crayon all over mine. Yeah, what is PlayStation going to do? And I don't say that like, what are they going to do? I'm saying like PlayStation's not going to sit there and do nothing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like,
what's your response?
They would have to, if they bought, I did the math, if they bought Square Enix, Capcom, and Bandai Namco at market value, that would still be $200 billion less than Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard King.
See, now I'm not so concerned about prices. I'm more concerned about what the company has to offer. You know, what IPs are you bringing in?
Well, that's the thing. It is well, I already know the answer to this, but like I'm looking at this fucking graph of all these amazing video games that are just so like fucking World of Warcraft.
No, I know.
They're gonna make their money back in a year on Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush.
You named so many companies. If they just owned Call of Duty, if somebody just owned Call of Duty, your company's set forever.
If the story was Microsoft buys Call of Duty for $40 billion, I'd be like, whoa, yeah, we'd mention it. It'd be like, that's pretty neat, huh? But you gotta think that this is coming right off the tails of apologies, we didn't talk about it on this podcast, but it's coming off the tails of the Activision Blizzard controversy.
Yeah.
How Activision and Blizzard got outed for treating their employees like shit and making them work without pay and like specifically mistreating women employees, and the CEO of Blizzard specifically being a big shithead and still having his job. It seems like that's going to change soon.
Yeah, Microsoft's going to gut it, clean it out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everything because that's probably where they were at. Blizzard's getting it was a smart call. It was just a smart call. They were like, you know what? You're a reputable company. Your management is horrendous. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna buy you outright.
We're gonna buy you, and now we have Call of Duty. Call of Duty specifically. Phil Spencer himself, the CEO of Microsoft Games, or Xbox, CEO of Xbox. Sorry, that's what he's called. Everyone's uncle. He tweeted himself from his personal account that he had a number. This was like 2 days later. He had a number of phone calls with Sony representatives, and his tweet was something along the lines of like, "We both appreciate this industry and we want to keep our relationship intact. Call of Duty is going to remain on both systems."
Good. That
because if any one of the things, obviously Candy Crush is a phone game.
If they made them Xbox exclusive, that's kind of where my head's at. We're gonna see some Xbox exclusives out of these, of some big names, because
dude, fucking.
If not, then what's the point?
Crash Bandicoot and Spyro have been PlayStation mascots since before I was born, it feels like.
Yeah.
And now they're going to... Crash Bandicoot and Spyro are definitely going to be Microsoft only. Overwatch 2 is like on the horizon for some reason. Diablo already came out. Obviously, they're not doing much with that IP right now.
Right.
World of Warcraft and StarCraft are, of course, PC joints. Mm-hmm. And Candy Crush is a phone game. They're going to make their money back just on Candy Crush. We're not talking about how Candy Crush is still the best-selling phone game. It remains that. It has been insane. That for like the last 10 years or whatever.
No, but I am worried about the exclusives because this was a smart. If in case you can't tell, I'm a PlayStation guy. This was a smart call on the wrong side of the war for me. You know what I mean? I can respect what they've done, but I'm just sitting here like, damn it, PlayStation. Because what are you doing?
Because PlayStation, with this buyout, PlayStation is siphoning exclusive games. They have Spider-Man, and they have God of War.
It was a joke. That's what put PlayStation so high up on the pedestal as far as I'm concerned. As far as this new gen goes, you got Nintendo, you got PlayStation, and then you laughed at Microsoft. What are you doing?
Because Microsoft had Halo, and it was like, well, what have you done with Halo in the past 5 years?
Right.
It was like, oh, no.
Right.
You're right.
But
because Minecraft's on everything, right? There's some stuff that's always going to be on everything, like Minecraft and fucking other stuff that I can't think of right now. But like PlayStation has Bloodborne, which is a single video game that's not getting a sequel. It has the Spider-Man games. I don't think PlayStation has all of Marvel. I'm pretty sure Guardians came out on Xbox. Oh,
yeah,
Avengers is on Game Pass, actually, now that I think of it. And they have God of War and Ratchet and Clank and Horizon Zero Dawn. That's about it.
They had everything till now.
Right.
As far as exclusives go.
Because there's a lot of games that were Sony exclusive 10 years ago.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts comes to mind. Kingdom Hearts 3 is on Xbox Game Pass. $15 a month, you can play Kingdom Hearts 3 as much as you want for the next month.
That's crazy.
You know? And like Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy was one of the big ones. Final Fantasy, I think 7 Remake is PlayStation. No, it's on PC now. But it's not on Xbox. But Kingdom Hearts is. That's what I'm saying. Like Square Enix, people who are like, they were Nintendo way back in the day, and then when PlayStation 1 came out, they were like, oh, a better console? Okay, we're just going to be on that. And then they were Sony exclusive for like the better part of the last 25 years, and now they're not. When we're talking about sole exclusives, PlayStation has a handful, and Microsoft is about to have a fuck ton.
It was their one ace up their sleeve.
Right.
You know, it was like, can't get a PS5, that's fine, we get it, but you're gonna get one because
you're gonna play the new Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, you're gonna play Spider-Man, you're gonna play Ratchet and Clank.
The list,
we got the games you want.
The list is wavering in Microsoft's.
Oh,
because
1,000%.
PlayStation has some exclusives and some PS2 games that you can download if you want. Xbox has Game Pass, which the conversation ends there, but it also has. It also has insane backwards compatibility with actual physical discs.
Yeah.
And now it has all this.
You know, when this deal went down. Well, no, it sounds like PlayStation was in on it anyways, but like imagine if they weren't. They have Call of Duty. They're just dangling Call of Duty over PlayStation's head.
I know.
Like,
I think that Call of Duty phone call had to happen immediately, or else Sony was gonna I don't know. That might have been
go up.
That might have been real ugly. I'm glad that we got that out of the way, and it's going to remain on both. Oh, also Tony Hawk. They have that's the other one that I remembered. That I forgot to mention. That's one of the IPs that Microsoft has exclusive now. Not that they're doing much with that, but they did just have like the biggest Tony Hawk release in the last 10 years.
It's weird how companies are doing things now. Like Sony, and Sony's fighting everybody. Sony and Disney. Sony and Microsoft, because I feel like if this was 20 years ago, Microsoft buys all these IPs. Fuck you, Sony. You're not getting a phone call. You're getting nothing. We own these. Guess what? Call of Duty's Xbox exclusive.
It's ours now.
Yeah,
because Call of Duty, famously, there's 2 developers that develop Call of Duty, Treyarch and Activision.
Yeah.
They take turns. Microsoft owns both of them now. So fuck off. That's the thing. Like, that's why I love Phil Spencer, specifically Phil Spencer and his marketing strategy, because you're right. If this was 5 years ago, they'd go, neater, we have Call of Duty, fuck you, and then they'd...
And then it's Xbox exclusive.
Right, yeah. And
Too bad, buy a new Xbox.
Right, and then Call of Duty stays Xbox exclusive for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Also, it's interesting. I don't know if it's worth mentioning or not, but it is very interesting. Microsoft and all of the companies that it's buying, including the old ones, Rare and Bethesda and ZeniMax, and now all these, they're all American companies.
Oh.
And Sony and all the ones that I mentioned that I was like, Capcom, Square Enix, Bandai Namco, the ones that are
all
still
Japanese.
independent, they're all Japanese. Huh. It's got to be... I mean, it's probably easier to purchase companies that are in the country that you're in, but like...
also just the connections.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. I think that if Sony really, really gives a shit about this, if Sony
they
just,
don't, then that company's just going downhill.
Well,
what do they give a shit about?
That's the thing, right? Like if they see this and they're like, let's have a conversation about Call of Duty, obviously, but like other than that, we're good out here, right? Then fine, whatever. But if they're not, if they retaliate, it's a harsh war word, but I'm going to use it. If they retaliate the way that I think they're going to, I think we're going to have two Disneys. I think we're going to have Microsoft with all the American companies, and we're going to have Sony.
Yep.
I bet you, this is my bet, I bet you in the next 2 years we hear news of Sony buying one of the big ones, either Bandai Namco or Capcom or Square Enix or something like that. And then eventually it's going to get to the point where it's Xbox, Sony, Ubisoft, and Nintendo. And that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is under one of those umbrellas because Ubisoft is sort of the only big European development team right now. I guess EA. Who owns EA? I don't give a shit about EA. I know I just talked about one of their...
Does Sony own EA?
No, I think EA... I don't know. I know I just talked about one of their games for a long time, and I talked about how it's a really, really good video game. Also, sorry, side note, Jedi Fallen Order EA. It's in the logo. I don't...
It's
EA,
in the
EA. It's in the logo for some reason.
It's also in the game.
It's in the logo of this game for some reason, even though it's a Star Wars game. Every pause screen it says Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order EA, and I'm like, thanks. I know you developed it. Fucking patch out the bugs. I hate EA. If that wasn't clear, but they made a damn good Dark Souls hybrid video game. Yeah, this is. It was one of those things where you hear the words Microsoft buys Activision and Blizzard for $68 billion. And you, as someone who's as focused, honed in on this industry as me, you read that and at first you're like, oh, neat. And then you're like, wait a minute. That's everything.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
I don't know the numbers. This is just based off of what I can see. It's based off of what I can see these companies doing in the industry and based off of just how much they've been as far as popularity is concerned, what people are talking about. It really feels like Nintendo is top dog again. Try and beat Nintendo.
Microsoft's about to.
I think we have a new... Here's the thing. It was Nintendo, then it was PlayStation, very content being in second place.
Mm-hmm.
Little kind of just laying back.
Yeah,
like
the PlayStation 5 sales are going downhill. It'll figure itself out.
And then the underdog just came out of nowhere.
But meanwhile, we were all like, "Oh, Nintendo Animal Crossing, it's so good." Meanwhile, the underdog's like, Game Pass has 120 games.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, fuck. Wait a minute. Maybe I do want to stock up on batteries because Microsoft owns Duracell, right. And they refuse to have wireless controllers.
Stupid.
They like. I was gonna say they like money, but it sounds like they like spending money because they paid a lot for Activision Blizzard King.
It's gonna be interesting. I think Nintendo doesn't need to do a thing.
Oh no.
I think it affects Nintendo zero. I think Disney's gotta straighten up.
Disney?
Sony. I think Sony's gonna straighten up.
I think Nintendo doesn't start worrying until it becomes the big four that I was mentioning earlier.
Right.
I think at that point the conversation becomes who's gonna buy Nintendo and who's gonna buy Ubisoft.
Right.
If any. Because Nintendo clearly doesn't want to be bought.
No.
They clearly want to stay in their lane and have their I feel like we as an industry are not talking about the fact that Mario has never appeared on another console other than a Nintendo one, and that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like, not many characters can say that. Like,
Mario doesn't come to you. You come to Mario.
Right. Like, I could play... There's a shitty Halo spinoff that I'm pretty sure you could play on Switch, Like, there's just talking about characters, most characters have appeared in places on different consoles, Even if we're talking in the realm of Super Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
But, like, sticking with Super Smash Brothers, a lot of the characters, a lot of the IPs on that roster, you will not see on any other console. Link, Pit, Kirby, they're all Nintendo exclusive. Star Fox,
what's crazy,
Donkey Kong.
What's crazy about that, and from what I can tell, the reason it is, this is the company that brought video games to your living room.
Nintendo. Yeah.
And they were able to have a shitty decade for no other reason than that.
Right.
They did so much in the 80s and 90s, and they just made themselves a powerhouse.
That's why I think, that's the exact reason I think Microsoft and Sony are like staying in their lane, and they're like, this is why it's an Activision buyout and not a Nintendo one, because it's like,
what I don't think. I think Nintendo just has the prestige, the independence that. You come to Nintendo to buy them out, they say, fuck you, we're Nintendo.
The shitty decade you're referring to is, of course, the Wii U, and I feel like Microsoft and Sony, not consumers, but I feel like Microsoft and Sony just sort of stood back and were like, okay, they're having a rough time.
Yeah.
We'll just let them be. We'll see what they do next. And then they did the Switch, and they absolutely took the world by storm.
Yeah, they're back on top.
If they had, in terms of like money-wise, having a good year-wise, if they had, like, Wii U, the sequel for a decade, they'd be gone. They'd be Sony exclusive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They'd be bought by Sony 2 years in.
And now where the conversation is, I don't think Sony's PlayStation has a shitty decade in them. I think if they just continue to just chill out and who cares where Sony, it's gonna go downhill fast.
Yeah,
people are getting sick of this shit.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong. But I think we're starting to see. I think we're in PlayStation shitty decade right now. I think we're seeing the start of it with the terrible way that they handled and continue to handle PlayStation 5 sales.
Right, but I don't think they can do what Nintendo did.
No,
is what I'm saying. I don't think Nintendo. If you look at what Nintendo did, they came out with the Wii.
Right.
They came out with the Wii U, and now that we have the Switch. You can see what they were doing, though.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, we're going to reinvent video games.
Right.
Just give us a minute.
The way we've always said we would.
Right.
Because think of the there's Nintendo, right? Nintendo makes video games.
Yeah.
Microsoft and Sony
make everything.
They make other shit, and
they make movies.
And then one day they were like, we could make video games.
Right.
And now the big three are two names we already knew, and Nintendo, a video game company.
Video game company.
Right. Right.
No, I think Nintendo is on top as long as they play it smart, as long as they keep thinking in a evolutionary way.
No, that's the
they'll
thing.
Stay on top.
I think. Well, I disagree. I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. I think just like next console you do, don't make a new doohickey. Just make it a new Switch. Make it like a beefier Switch.
Right.
Maybe this one. I don't know. It's a little bigger or whatever, and that way it can do 4K or some shit. I don't know. But like. Do a Switch Pro, Do a Switch Next. Don't do like we're branching out. We're trying the VR thing.
I think what I mean by that is they figured out the console.
Right.
They've trademarked their console, but like they're bringing a lot of indie games to the forefront. I mean stuff like that. Like think evolutionary, think that way.
Mm-hmm.
On the business end.
Yeah.
What's the next move that you can make that's gonna set you aside from everybody else?
Right.
I'm sorry. Don't get weird with consoles. You did the console. You figured it out.
And the first time they got weird with it, we were all super down.
With the Wii, absolutely.
The Wii was one of
thought it was the shit.
Until two news stories ago, the Wii was one of the best-selling consoles out there.
Right. No, figure out the console business-wise. Keep getting innovative.
Yeah.
If Nintendo stays on that track, they'll be fine. PlayStation got to make some serious moves, some serious changes.
Yeah, they can't just sit by and
they
have
their
whole we're good out here mentality that they've had,
because they've never gone outside of the box the way Nintendo has.
And it's worked for them this far.
Right. Nintendo takes risks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They have their reputation to back them up that they're Nintendo and it'll work out. PlayStation has done the same thing and done it forever, with the exception of the PSP and PlayStation VR. That is it. They gotta do something different. What you're doing isn't working, and it's a manufacturing issue first and foremost. Because if these were readily available, his PS5's right here. If these were readily available to everybody, they'd be fine. I'd say awesome for Microsoft. They just put themselves back in the game.
If PlayStation, speaking personally, if PlayStation 5s were more readily available, the conversation we're having probably would have died down sooner, because I would not have an Xbox Series S to speak of. The only reason I bought my Xbox Series S was because I was PlayStation 5-less. Right. And I was like, well, fuck, I want to play the new Devil May Cry, so I guess I'm going to do it on an Xbox this time.
Right.
And then I found out about Game Pass. I was like, oh, you could just play Fable on Xbox, and it's totally cool. Like that, I feel like the fact that someone who since the Wii has been Nintendo PlayStation, the fact that I even have the new Xbox just further proves the point that you're making.
Yeah, absolutely. The times are changing, and PlayStation gotta make a move.
When I was a kid, I really didn't expect America to be like the future of games, you know? I didn't expect them to be like the driving force in video games, because my whole childhood it was like, oh, this game is coming out. Oh, in Japan. When are we getting it? Oh, a year and a half from now? That's how long it takes to fly it over here? Okay, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
It was just like Japan comes first because that's where the video games come from.
Right.
And now we have all these developers, and most of them are Microsoft.
Yeah, as of now.
As of right now, most of them. Oh, okay. I should state, as of a year from now, they are doing this.
Right,
They spent the money. They're still like, right.
PlayStation's got a year to come up with a game plan.
PlayStation has a year. Here's how I see it. PlayStation has a year to announce that they're planning on buying Capcom. You know.
Right. No, exactly. I think, in our head, strategically, that's where PlayStation should go. Personally, I've been saying this a little bit, but I'll just come forthright and say it. If Nintendo buys out a bunch of indie games or indie developers, or just puts them on a pedestal like they have been with Shovel Knight and games like that, I think that's Nintendo's direction. Nintendo got indie quick. Nintendo is an indie shoegaze band right now that's top of the charts for some reason.
And that is sort of the only good thing to come out of the Wii U.
Right.
Like, Shovel Knight would not be the powerhouse that it is on modern consoles if it wasn't for the Wii U, you know? Master Blaster Zero wouldn't have happened without the Wii U. I know that game's not on Wii U, but it was all that stuff that kind of curated that to fit nicely on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo doesn't buy. You're saying that, like,
I'm saying PlayStation's got to buy top-rated developer.
I think Bandai Namco would be the one that would make the most sense.
I think Nintendo's got to avoid that, stick with the indie games.
But
that's where people are going to go for indie games.
But Nintendo doesn't buy stuff. They have all the indie games, but they're not buying development companies, you know?
Don't even have to buy them. Just give the companies just open the doors. Send your game over to Nintendo. We want your game.
They've been doing that pretty good for a few years now, but Microsoft every E3 announces like 10 new indie game studios that they bought.
True. I don't know though. See, when I think of indie developers on
console
top tier consoles, I think of Nintendo.
Oh, me too. Yes, no, still me too.
I think that's their thing. Like, if they, and I think they should lean into that.
Yeah.
I think they have been. I think in this new generation that I think Microsoft just kicked off, just this new period of video games. I think Nintendo's next move should be doubling down on what they're doing. Say we got a good console, we know it. We're gonna work on a new one in the future. In the meantime, here's Mario. Look at him. Here's a bunch of games you never heard about, but you're gonna love them.
Right.
And I think PlayStation's got to say, who can we buy? What?
Right.
Who's around? Who can we buy?
See, that's my one like consistent like, come on, Nintendo, you gotta do this, because like I always talk about the fact that Nintendo doesn't have achievements, and like fine, whatever, who gives a shit? They gotta make games quicker.
I'll give you that.
Metroid 4 was announced 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago it was announced that it was switching development companies to Retro, the people who made the original, and there's still no news on that. The last I know we have a lot of Mario spin-offs, but the last Mario game came out in 2017. The last Zelda game came out in 2017, and the sequel for it was announced 2 years ago. They just have to make games quicker.
They gotta keep
because
going.
in the interim, in the time that we have been waiting for Breath of the Wild 2, they've already announced and set a release date for a new God of War, the first of which came out after Breath of the Wild 1.
Right.
So that's in my opinion their weakest part in this race.
That's fair. It's a good I've no rebuttal. Yeah.
Because I'm right there with you. And I think this is what Microsoft and Sony are saying too. I fucking love Nintendo, and I also respect Nintendo, and I don't want to see them get bought by Sony. But it seems like, I don't know. I think the Xbox, Activision, Blizzard, King, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Tony Hawk stuff is like going to set a fire in Sony's ass.
It has to.
And I think Sony, because if it doesn't, then they're gone.
Then they're gone.
Then they're gone.
That's it.
There will be no PS6. I think I might be the first living person to ever say PS6.
The piss sex.
The piss sex. There has to be a PS6. Oh no, the piss sex, Daphne. The piss sex.
Just off camera.
My cat.
We're one camera away from having our own camera for it.
My cat, when I yelled piss sex, my cat looked at me like, "Shut up! What are you yelling about?" Christ, I don't even. Yeah, no, it's normally I wouldn't say this because this industry has really not been like this until this moment. But like, your move, Sony.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
As a consumer, you have 3 months from today to announce that you're doing something, to announce that you're planning to do something.
Well, that's the thing. Even if 3 months from now they say, "Hey, we figured it out. You're all getting PS5s." I think that's already a step in the right direction.
Yeah. No, they have to do
something. Yeah.
Make PS4. No, that is already a thing. Make PS3 games backwards compatible with PS5. There you go.
Do something.
That's a step in the right direction. Tell us that you're gonna do a Game Pass except for Sony exclusives. Okay, there it is. Do something.
But knowing Sony as of recently, I think what we're gonna get is nice, cute little hats you can put on your PS5. It can go on the sideways way, or if you have it the long, you can sit it right on top.
And you have to buy the hat with Bitcoin. Christ alive. Yeah, video games
are getting wild.
I'm gonna say this as a bold statement, but I really think it's true. I think we just saw video games change forever, and I'm really excited about it. I back in the 90s, early 2000s, really, there was a lot of like, you play video games? Well, I am an intellectual. I watch movies and watch TV and read books and play, go on the internet. And it's like, well, I like the N64 and the PlayStation 2. And now it's like reversed, where it's like literally Disney bought Fox for $20 billion less than Microsoft bought Activision. And that's crazy to me, because my whole life it's been like movies, video games, everything else, as far as like how big in like a monopoly sense they are. So yeah, I'm very excited. Just been they should do, no joke, they should do Xbox Smash Brothers. Just even if it's not a fighting game, just
at this point, right? Why not?
Literally, like so many characters.
Yeah.
Fucking Halo, Minecraft Steve, Tracer, Overwatch, Call of Duty if they have a person, Crash, Spyro, Tony Hawk. Like just put a Banjo-Kazooie, put them all in there.
Tony Hawk.
Guy from Fable. I would main if they. This is my. I promise you this. I promise you this. There's my camera. If they make a Microsoft Smash Brothers game, I will main Tony Hawk. I don't care how shitty he plays.
Just get good at Tony Hawk.
I will make it my goal in that game to main Tony Hawk.
I just want to see you pointing at everybody. Look at how small we are. Oh, we're getting fuzzy. Are we dropping frames at all?
Here and there, but nothing to write home about. Nothing to quack
worry
about.
Okay.
I know I promised to make a video game segment. We're kind of out of time.
Yeah.
Would you be cool going a bit longer and then going a bit shorter on the normal podcast?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, so that was our conversation about Microsoft. Up next, we're going to be making our own video game. And when I say next, I mean immediately. That's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Big important question for you.
Yeah.
Have you brought down that list at all?
Okay, so I tried to, and I think the easiest way this is going to work is if I just pick the genre and have you pick do what we did last time.
Sure.
So let me just scope out what we've done so far, and I'll pick a good genre real quick. I kind of want to do that one, but I think maybe we already did it. Sorry, give me a moment.
For those of you who don't know, while you're looking that up, I'll explain what we're doing. You're going to pick a genre, right?
Yes.
I won't know what this genre is. I'm going to pick a number, and that number will correspond with a certain word that Thunder has written down on his phone right there. Then we have to make a game based off of that word and what genre game it's going to be. And we're doing this all off the cuff. There's been no prep. We're doing this live right now. So let's see what we got.
So I gotta go.
But thank you. Yeah, no. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I like to. I got that a lot when we did E3. People like, you really know your shit, and I'm personally proud of that.
Yeah.
I like talking about video games. Okay. Hit me with the number 1 to 50.
49.
No. That was Dentist.
I thought you brought the list down.
Not that one.
Oh.
That one's still big enough.
Okay. All right. Let's go with 37.
37. Oh. Okay. 37. Okay.
Microsoft Brawler.
Yeah, joke's on you. Let's just keep talking about Okay, so the genre that I picked was point and click. So King's Quest, Putt, all those. Yes, Putt is a point and click for infants, but it is a point and click. And 37
Cars.
is Pixar's car? No. It's E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, the convention that showcases video games for the year. So right off the bat, it has to be pre-COVID.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Okay. I feel like it'd be way easier, but I can't wait to hear what you have.
$5, and you can virtually peruse all the stands in this point and click. Yeah. And if you want to... No. The stands for that year. This is the 2022...
Oh.
If you want to go, but you're not sure yet, $5, you can see everything they're going to have there. If you like what you see, buy a ticket, even if it's virtual or not.
Okay, I see. So you've turned this point-and-click E3 video game
into a promotional thing.
Into a
Microsoft has got me going tonight.
A virtual promotional show floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're imagining... Okay, so... Is it just a promotional tool, or is it goal-oriented? Is it an actual video game, or is it just like you go from booth to booth, and it's like, a trailer for a trailer of the new Crash game that I could play if I go to E3?
I think it would be cute though if there were some video game components added in. If there were achievements, if you got to go to every single booth. There's certain conversations happening amongst guests and stuff that, if you click on.
That's the thing. There's virtual guests, and they have storylines and, mini point-and-click quests you can do. And if you beat them, you unlock, secret, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't get, the new Forza trailer or whatever. And now you're getting the whole 10-minute Forza trailer a month early, and then it leaks online. But, no, that I would actually... dig.
No, you know what? No, you got your phone. I was gonna say, if they can shut us off from capturing certain parts of a video game in certain movies,
right?
They can, but like you can just take your phone out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that I like that a lot. I think that at first I was like, okay, it sort of sounds like maybe that would be fun for 20 minutes, but I think if we add like light story elements, even if it's like I dropped my badge over there, I think I saw a person who looks like this take it, and then you find that person, you're like, yeah, what of it? And then you play like a tapping mini game, and then you get the badge from them, bring it back, and they're like, oh, take this, and it's like a trailer for the new Fable game that they announced 3 years ago and have said nothing about. Or 2 years ago. It's been a long time. I just want a new Fable, and I want it to play like the old ones, because the old ones are fun. And then they made 2 Fable spin-offs that were just absolute garbage. What were we talking about? Yeah, so this... no, I like that. And that was that segment.
That was a... It doesn't usually go that smoothly. Usually there's a lot more thought put into it.
And I feel
just
like
the point and click and the fact that it was like a con for lack of better terms. I
think the title does itself. I think the title is the Electronic Entertainment Expo Virtual
Showcase.
Show Floor Preview 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clunky, but it's definitely what it would be called.
Let me just briefly, I'm not going to write all that down. I'm just going to write the 2 things, E3 and point and click.
So that's how you do that. That's how you do that.
Well, that's that segment.
And that is
that's that podcast.
That's that podcast. For those of you watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to be talking pop culture news in less than like 2 minutes. We might go away for a second just to change the screen, see how we're like in a TV screen right now. That'll change. We'll have a new layout.
I don't think we'll have to. I think I could just click over if you're
then
cool with that.
There will be no pausing. We're just gonna go.
Yeah.
We're just gonna switch.
Real quick though.
Yeah, we're gonna give our outro for YouTube.
Yeah, for YouTube's sake. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Thunder and Lightning Gaming News podcast. Probably the most interesting one that we've had in a while and will have in a while. If you like video games, let us know. And if you want to watch this live, that'll happen specifically for this podcast. That'll happen every other Friday over on Twitch. Link in the description, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching. I've been Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.